Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Yesterday, we cashed our top play of the day with the Memphis Grizzlies. We've now hit back-to-back on that play. We're 3-2 on that top play this season. That's the play I personally have the most money on every single day. Shout out the Grizzlies for the home opener win. And we also cashed our top NBA player prop of the night with Domantas Sabonis as he just continues to go at the chest of Anthony Davis. Man, we've hit 3 in a row and haven't lost on the NBA player prop officially at Pickdawgz Premium this season. And we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. It wasn't the best night overall for us in the NBA here on the Jam Session, but when we hit those top plays, hey, everything's okay in the world. We'll try to bounce back in the grand scheme of things. Today, we got 5 games on the card, and y'all know the drill, man. We're going to cook them up and try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Sunday. Hey, without further ado, man, let's continue to try to kick the crap out of the books. Let's make some money tonight. Without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We got the Indiana Pacers at home at the crib with the Philadelphia 76ers coming into town. Pacers, 8.5-point home favorites here in this one. Pacers, man, they got throttled in their last game. The Knicks took them boys behind the woodshed. Halliburton had probably his worst game of his NBA career. He had 0 points in that game. Goose egg, 0. Insane. Absolutely insane. Off such a terrible game, though. I'm on Indiana. I expect them to come in here locked in, loaded, and do what they do. They started their season off on the road in Detroit and in New York. So this is going to be their home opener. I trust them at home, at the crib. Last season, ATS at home, at the crib. Indiana finished the season 28-19-2 against the number. They covered in basically 60% of their home games. Off a bad loss. Playing a team they are head and shoulders better than. This should be a lock-in spot for the Pacers, in my opinion. The Sixers, they're extremely banged up. They're still missing their 2 best players, Paul George and Joel Embiid. They will be back soon. I seen Paul George has been practicing, and Joel Embiid, they're just really injury management is what they're labeling it. Basically, they're just trying to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. But they got to win games to make sure they make the playoffs, and in my opinion, I think they're starting their season off 0-3. If you can lose sizably to Milwaukee, and if you can lose sizably to Toronto, you can definitely lose sizable to Indiana at home, at the crib, in a bounce-back spot. Everything here suggests we lay the points with the Pacers. I know they looked bad in their first game, or not their first game, but their last game in New York. But New York needed a bounce-back game. As well. So y'all know here on the Jam Session, one thing we love is bounce back spots. Bounce back spots. And I think this is just a great bounce back spot for Indiana. Home opener against a team they're head and shoulders better than. Off a stinker. Just a style spot where Indiana puts belt to ass and takes the Sixers behind the woodshed. I'll lay the points here with Indiana in our first game of the day. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Brooklyn, where the Nets are 8.5-point home dogs with Milwaukee rolling into town. Short, sweet, simple. This is really a pass for me. I'm not betting this game. I'm just going to be 1,000 with y'all. I'm not really betting this game. I don't like the spot or the situation. Forced to pick, I would take Milwaukee and lay the 8.5. I will not put any money on Milwaukee to though laying the 8.5. That's just the way I would lean in this game. The reason I lean that way in this game, I think the Nets are one of the worst teams in the league. In my power rankings, they're like 28 of 30. But the reason I don't like laying the points here with Milwaukee is, Milwaukee last season was not a great big number covering team. They just weren't. They play with their food a lot. We kind of seen that already this season with the loss to Chicago in their last game. Chicago has been a thorn in the side of Milwaukee the last couple seasons, though, so it's a little fake rivalry they got going on right there. But looking at this game, Milwaukee is head and shoulders a better basketball team, but I'm not rushing to lay this number. The reason I'm not, they're on the front end of a back-to-back. They are in Boston tomorrow, so I wouldn't be surprised this is a low-key look-ahead spot. Not totally in love with this game, y'all. It's a pass for me in all honesty, but I break down every single game, every single day. Forced to pick, I would lay the points with Milwaukee. I think they are head and shoulders a better basketball team. I think the Nets are one of the worst teams in the league. Um, Milwaukee coming off the bad loss, they should be motivated to come in here and beat up on a team they're head and shoulders better than. But with the look ahead spot tomorrow in Boston, wouldn't be surprised at all if they pulled the dogs late in this game. And we're asking backups to cover this huge number. And you know what I mean? As I say all the time, we don't have to bet every single game. I just give y'all my opinion on every single game. I lean Milwaukee. Personally, though, I'm not betting it today. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up, we're in Portland, where the Blazers are taking on the Pelicans again. Pelicans, 6.5-point road favorites in this thing. These two teams played the other day, and Pelicans won, failed to cover. Brandon Ingram hit a game winner. Let me tell y'all something about that game winner. He hit the game winner over the best player for the Blazers, Anthony Simons. There's some off-the-court drama going on between Brandon Ingram and Anthony Simons. I don't know if a lot of y'all know. Anthony Simons and Brandon Ingram share a baby mother. Oh, my God. Yeah. Brandon Ingram hit the jump shot over Anthony Simons for the win. And, of course, Brandon Ingram's teammates were gassing him up after the game. That shit's hilarious. I love the drama in the NBA. Look, I'm taking the Blazers here in the quick revenge spot. I love the quick revenge spot. We just seen y'all boys the other day. Now we playing y'all again. Usually the team in that situation that lost the first one plays tremendously better in the second one. And the Blazers are at home. Watching that game the other day, the Blazers played really well in that game, had a sizable lead. The Pelicans, who are the better team, just wanted it more and went and got it in the end. But I think this game is going to be just as competitive. Probably going to come right down to the wire again. I want the points in my back pocket with the Blazers in the quick revenge spot. And I also am going to sprinkle some on the money line because I do think they have a legitimate shot to win this game outright. Pelicans are head and shoulders the better basketball team. The Blazers are one of the worst teams in the league, maybe even the worst. But we got to play the spot, got to play the situation. We bet bad teams all the time here on the Jam Session, and this is one of them spot situations where we have to do so. Give me Portland plus the points and outright on the money line in the quick revenge spot here in this. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up, we're in Oklahoma City where the Thunder Buddies are taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Thunder Buddies laying 9.5 points here in this thing. Short, sweet, simple. I'm just going to lay the points with the Thunder Buddies. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I do understand it's not the best spot or situation to do so with the Thunder on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. And Atlanta comes into this game with the rest advantage. I understand not the best spot to be laying double digits with Oklahoma City. We look back at how these two teams matched up last season as well. Thunder did win the first meeting, 126-117 in Oklahoma City, a 9-point win. But Atlanta won the last meeting, 141-138 in Atlanta. Still, none of that puts me on Atlanta. Nothing tells me here to even try to take the shot with Atlanta. I'm on the Thunder here in this one. This is just a classic. One team is a money-making machine, and the other just burns money at a extremely high rate. This is one of the best money-making teams last 2-3 seasons versus one of the worst ATS teams last 2-3 seasons. Let's just look back at last season. Last season, the Atlanta Hawks were the absolute worst ATS team in the league. They only covered in 34.9% of their games. Like, that's how bad Atlanta was against the number. They were league worst. What was it? They were 29-54 against the number last season. Terrible. Oklahoma City was 52-39-1 against the number last season. So, one team fading them, we covered at a 65% clip. The other team riding them, we basically covered at a 60% clip. And just look at this season. Atlanta opens the season up 0-2 against the number. Oklahoma City starts the season 2-0 against the number. It just is what it is. Some things we just don't overcomplicate. Not the best spot for the Thunder Buddies on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. But I think they are head and shoulders the better basketball team, and I expect them to beat up on Atlanta here. Atlanta on the front end of a back-to-back during Washington tomorrow. So that's probably the spot where they, lock in and get a win tonight. I think they get beat up by a team that's just much better than them. I'm laying the points with one of our favorite money-making teams, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. Last and final game of the night, we got the Golden State Warriors at home, at the crib, laying 9.5 on the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers got a dub yesterday in Denver. Shout out to them boys, man. But now on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, leaving the elevation, heading to Golden State is not a great spot for the Clippers. It's not a great spot. I have liked what I've seen from the Clippers, though, to start their season. Battle tough with Phoenix in their first game of the season at home at the crib. They should have won that game, coughed it up in the end, and then, like I said, went to Denver yesterday and got the dub. The Warriors, they've looked really good as well, though, to start their season. They smacked up Portland on the road, 140-104. Really took them boys behind the woodshed, and then did the same thing to Utah on the road, 127-86. The Warriors, they have not been a hard team to figure out. Last season, they were really easy to figure out. On the road, lay the points with them. They were a road money-making machine. At home, completely opposite, which is crazy because a season ago, it was the exact opposite. At home, they were a money-making machine, and on the road, they were a complete fade. So it's been kind of crazy. But in this one, I think the Warriors, because of their start to the season, because they played two bad teams, because the Clippers are on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, the Warriors are just overrated and overvalued in this spot. Yes, they are the better basketball team. Yes, they should beat the Clippers in this spot today. But laying this sizable of a number with Golden State, I cannot do. Last season, as home favorites, the Warriors were 12-22 against the number. Like, this is not their spot. This is not their spot, and I think there's just too many points baked in here to not take a shot on the Clippers. So I've liked what I've seen from LA in their first couple games. I know they're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, leading the elevation, but I think there's enough points baked into the line to take them here. I think they keep it semi-competitive. Give me LA plus the points here in our last and final game of the night. My bad, y'all. No props today on the show. I just ran out of time, man. Sunday with the NFL and the NBA going, I just ran out of time, man. I apologize. I'll be back with the props tomorrow. I'll try to tweet out some for y'all later on today. And 9 times out of 10, I'll have a top player prop of the day over at the site. So I'll try to tweet some out later. I should have one as a top play over at the site. And we'll be back on regular schedule programming starting tomorrow. Just a lot going on today on this Money Making Sunday. But let's do what we do, and let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Smaller card today in the NBA, just 5 games, but we just cooked them up, and hopefully we smash it. Per usual, of course, I have an NBA top play for y'all today. We've hit back-to-back on that play, going for our 3rd straight. And I also will have a top NBA player prop of the night. We've hit 3 in a row on that, looking for our 4th straight officially over at Pickdawgz Premium. So just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward, continue to do what we do. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. It's Money Making Sunday, so of course I have some NFL bets on the premium side for y'all as well. Make sure you check that out. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Got a nice card tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.